Welcome to another edition of the Let's Be Frank Show. My name is Frank Mentone, and I am the publisher of the Totucket Times. For those of you who aren't familiar with the show, our goal is to introduce you to people in the community who you may be affected by or interacting with. And we have a brand new, she's not brand new to the town, but she's a brand new title, brand new Parks and Recreation and Senior Center Director, is Lauren Munro. Lauren is my guest this evening, and we welcome her, and hopefully when you're done, I'll ask the right questions and you'll know a little more about Lauren and a little more about the Park and Rec Department. So first, I guess we'll get to a little more about you. How about a biography?
Well, first, thank you for
Start with your age. Oh, no, I'm sorry.
Sorry, that's unknown. That's an unknown factor. But first, thanks for having me on the show. I started out actually next week will be 20 years I've been with the Recreation Department.
Wow.
I started out part-time, 2 hours a week.
And how old were you when you started?
Then you can,
we have an inside joke
if you're good
going,
at math, I'm not
we'll
telling
keep going.
I started out 2 hours a week part-time. And then from there I went to part-time senior van driver. From there I went to part-time senior program supervisor. From there I went to full-time rec supervisor, which I was for 15 years. And then Pam Gary, who was our director, left in June. I was interim director from June to August, and then August 24th I got appointed director for the Parks and Recreation Department.
Okay, I know what a van driver, senior van driver does, but what did you do as the 15-year period? You were the
Program supervisor for the past director, Pamela Gary.
What does a program supervisor do?
Actually, we have a new one as well, too, which I'll tell you. Program supervisor did all the programming from camps to programs to arts to leisure to dance for the general public, and then we had somebody do the senior side. We started overlapping where we did some of the rec and senior activities together, but it was basically anything that was a program or an activity or a camp for the town throughout the whole year, fall, spring, summer, and winter.
So if you did everything, why did you need a director?
Because she did the budgeting, the community events, and oversaw the whole department for management. So now that's basically what I'm doing. We have a new program supervisor, Pat Rossiter, who worked for us for 2 years in the past. He started with us just 2 months ago, and now he's going to do all the programming, and I'm going to supervise her over him.
Okay. How many, when you're at full staff, how many people are on the rec, the staff for the rec department?
Full-time, we have 5. We're a really small department. We have the director, myself. We have a program supervisor who's now Pat Rossiter, who's new to us. We have a senior program supervisor. The position's vacant. Judy Barron just left 2 weeks ago. And then we have 2 van drivers. One of them just left us as well, and then a secretary.
So you came in and basically everybody left, huh?
Thank you, Frank. That's basically it. But they got great opportunities. Judy's got a phenomenal offer. Martha retired, so I'd like to believe it's nothing to do with me.
I saw that Judy was in the paper that she's going to be a coordinator in
the Branford Food Bank.
So she got
now she's making
trained under us and then moved on to
and making big bucks,
bigger and better
more
things.
than myself.
Now, did you want to apply for that job? Did you?
No, I didn't know it was open.
Now, what exactly does, because some people know, some people don't. I probably know, being on the board I was on the Park Rec Commission for a while, but I usually slept through those meetings.
Thank you.
But,
well, now if you're with me, I wouldn't let you.
What does the Park Rec Department do? I know you have programs, but let's first of all, you moved to Northford.
Correct.
2 years ago?
2 years ago, yes.
How'd that work out?
I personally like our old building.
Yeah.
Our old building, to me, had personality. It was more welcoming. Our new building has potential, but it needs help. It needs to be more welcoming and more inviting than just a school.
Yeah, the way it's set up, the old building was sort of all in one little circle, and this one here, you got to walk down the hall to get to the offices. When I first came in to see you when you were newly appointed, I couldn't even find where I was going, and I've been in that building about 100 times.
The positive thing, though, about being in that new building is we're all under one roof. Before, the recreation department was in one building, and that director had to oversee the senior center, but wasn't there daily to see them. So now we're all in one building, so that is a positive, I reckon, our seniors, so we can do some more intergenerational activities as well.
Okay, so the first part of it is when you walk in, there's the room that would used to be the gym in the old school.
Correct.
And that is where the seniors, there's activities in there, and
It's multi-purpose. We do use it for lunch every day. We provide lunch to the seniors in there every day. And then during the day, we use it for programming as well. We do have some exercise classes during the day, but it's mostly used on nights and weekends for activities, classes, birthday party rentals. Sports organizations hold their dinners and things there as well, too.
and you have the health exercise room.
Correct.
And how many members, do you know offhand how many members?
I don't.
Guests?
I wish I did. I wanted to say when we first moved there 2 years ago, our numbers dropped a little bit because people weren't sure that thought from North Branford to Northford was a long ride.
Oh, yeah, I heard that. It's the end of the world.
But it's our numbers have picked back up because we've also incorporated, now we've gotten some more Northford people that we didn't have in the past. And for our community center, our hours are comparable to a lot of the larger gyms. We open at 5:30 in the morning till 8 o'clock Monday through Friday, and then we're there on Saturday and Sundays as well, too.
And how are our rates?
Our rates are comparable to, comparable to Planet. They're probably cheaper than In Shape in some of the areas and things. I'll be honest, I haven't researched the Northford side, Rec Track and all the others on the other end. But because we are a town community center, there's no taxes, there's no enrollment fee, which if you incorporate that into some of the other facilities, we have the classes as well. We have a lot of the same equipment that the larger facilities have. We do provide a free service to all the fire departments in town.
Oh, okay.
All the fire department, all the
And
active
our
firemen.
department, they're volunteers, so that's a nice thing that the town does for our volunteers to. Maybe I'll join no.
Town employees get a discounted rate.
You don't want me running into try and save.
We
you in
would
the
love
fire.
to have you there.
Running in to save you in a fire. You're better off taking your chance with the fire. So okay, they have the exercise stuff, and now you have. I know there's a lot of bus trips, and because I see it in the paper, the page they send me. What else? You have the exercise room, then you have the programs where you do the bus trips. You do the. Go ahead.
Yep. So the Park and Recreation Department, like you said, we do classes. We also do fitness classes. We do informational classes. We do seminars. We do them for all ages, from toddlers up where we do some dancing classes and active classes, to youth, to seniors, and to active adults. So we try and get the whole market in there with our programming. We also, like you said, have bus trips. We have bus trips for the general public where we use a lot of motorized coaches. They go out to all from shows to wineries to, we go into New York a lot, we go to Atlantic City. So we do a lot of bus trips, as well as now we've all started offering day excursions where we take our senior vans and we take up to 17 people. And couple weeks ago, we took them to La Salette to see the Christmas lights and things. And we took them
Is
up
that the
to
one in Massachusetts? I went there last year.
Did you? Were
Beautiful.
you impressed? Yep.
Yes, it was.
We took
We're
them
gonna
to
go
the
again, but-
Roger Williams Zoo. So now with our vans, we're starting to do some more excursions because we now own them. Where in the past we were renting them, so now we own the vans, so we can take them and utilize them as well.
Just need another driver.
We do need another driver. The Park and Recs Department also oversees all the parks in town and the playgrounds along with Public Works.
Yes, I know that was a nightmare when I was on the Park Rec Commission. It was one of the nightmares of the commission. Everything else seemed to be fine, but there was always discussions about the parks and.
They do need updating. It's something I would like to do. They do need updating. They do need refurbishing. They need a facelift. Franny and I have gone to all the parks together, visited them, started making a bullet list on things we can do, because outdoor recreation is a big thing, and we would like to see it grow, so we're going to start working on the parks.
The Franny she's referring to is Fran Marola, who's our Public Works Director.
Correct.
And
Magnificent man.
there was, I know it was always that, people would plan that, being that most of the sporting events for the youth, and even the adults for that matter, take take place after hours and on weekends. There was always the argument about people playing on the field when it was drenched, and not only injuries to the kids and to the people using the field, but also ruining the fields, because once a field's drenched and you're on it with cleats and everything else.
Right.
So that was always
And then it requires more maintenance to
crazy.
get them back up to playable.
And I never knew until I was on the Park Rec Commission that I lived in town close to 20 years when I was put on the Park Rec Commission. Never knew that the Park Rec Department oversees the fields. I just assumed that was Public Works, and the Little League took care of the Little League fields and
Yeah,
the
no,
football.
we actually do all the scheduling of the fields. So all the sports organizations have to provide us their schedule, and then we try and we accommodate them from there.
So there's more to the
Camps.
that meets camps. Okay.
We do camps for the. We actually have a very active kids camp program. We brought back our teen camp program last year for our teens, which we traveled 3 days a week. Hopefully we'll do that again too, but that now all falls a lot under Pat, but I will encourage to see that brought back again too. Because the teens are a tough group to keep busy, and you want to keep them busy. So we'll try and incorporate our teen camp again. But there's no limits. We can do with recreation. That's one reason I like it. We can be creative. We can offer new opportunities and things for people to enjoy their active and leisure time.
And I do know, I joked with you when you got the job that the hardest part of your new position was going to find somebody to take your old position. But I did work with Pat on a couple of projects earlier when he was there. I think it was part-timer, wasn't he? Or
He started
at one
off
point.
as a program to help. Yep,
And
then
he's
went-
good.
He is.
So I think,
We have to give him credit. He works in a department of all women.
yeah. So like I said, he's good.
He has his challenges when he comes in every day.
Yes, I'm sure. But
We've been an all-women department until he came.
well, you
all
got
the
to
years.
hire the senior and you're short a senior coordinator and you're short a driver.
Which is also a program. That driver is also part-time, and they're during the day to oversee the activities throughout the day. So they're not only a driver, they're there throughout the day to help with the senior activities.
And then all those activities that we just spoke about, the other one is the senior activities, and there's tons of those every day, and bus trips. And that was a question I asked my wife one day as I was reading the paper, and I saw a nice senior activity. And I'm not going to tell I don't care what my age. How old is a senior to take part of a senior activity?
I know. I'm trying to make it more so people don't categorize it just as a senior, because there's active seniors. I could fall in there. So we want to make it active seniors, as well as the senior population that uses it because they need to get out during the day, and that's their only means of interaction with people during the day. So yes, it's a senior center, but it's also, I would like to call it more active now that we're all in one building.
Well, a
to be
senior
considered
bus
60.
trip. Can I go on a senior? Well, how old do I have to be to
60.
be on a senior
60.
bus? I got 3 months. 3
No, you
months and
don't.
I'm ready.
You have
3
more than that,
months,
don't
I'm
you?
on the bus trip.
Oh, should I warn them now?
But what's that?
Should I warn them now?
Well, you have them during the day. I still
Yes.
work.
Oh,
I
okay.
was looking at a few.
But
and
we
I
are doing
said,
some nights and
these are
weekends,
all
like I
on
just
the
said.
weekend. Well, if I get
that's
home by
okay.
8:30, I'm good. Because
Okay.
when you get to be a senior, I'm in bed by 9 o'clock. But okay, so there are a lot of things that the rec department's doing that you can take, and they're very inexpensive. Again, you can go to the rec department. It's on the town website. I'm not plugging my paper, but every issue, they have a full page in the
Yes.
paper
Thank you very much.
that tells you what they're doing, when they're doing it, and usually they send me that entire copy, so that's probably the only page in the paper that doesn't have any typos.
No,
That and Vinnie Candelora's columns, but all of that stuff is in there now. Now you've been doing your stuff for 15 years. Now you're the boss. Okay. What are the plans to? I mean, you can't say you want to change everything, because then it'll mean that you didn't do much in 15 years. But your hands are tied when you're not the boss, even if the boss is good. But so, what are our plans now for the new boss?
Some of my priorities initially are, I mean, granted, I'm hoping I'm there for quite a few years, and I do a job and the community likes me, but my first priority is to make our department a positive image to the public. There's been some negativity around our department. Some people don't know what we do and things, so I'm trying to make our department more now out there so people know what we offer and make it more positive to everybody involved with us. I wanted to look for people to look at us as a place to go when they're looking for something to do, not to go to other towns or not necessarily I'm against them, but to go to the Y in Branford. I want them to come into town and look for what we have to offer and start creating some new opportunities with programming and things.
Yeah, but see, I live in North Branford, and the new place in Northford it's like 20, 30 miles away from North Branford, isn't it?
No.
That was one of the
Not
issues.
unless you get behind a tractor.
There you go. And if you're behind a tractor on the way down 22, it is 20 minutes.
Exactly.
But that was one of the issues when they changed it, was that the people in the North Branford end, it was too far away for them.
But we've got some of them back.
And you got new people in the Northford end, so it's not that far, guys.
They realize, I was going to say, they realize it's not that far, or they've tried somewhere else and realized that we have a nice little niche. Because again, it is mostly community people. We do have non-residents, but it is a lot of the community people as well. It's also a good social network for them. Wednesday mornings is hysterical. There's a group of women, they come in, I want to say they come in to exercise together. They're in the fitness room, but it's more chatter, and then they have their coffee together, but it's good interaction. So.
Yeah, that was my problem when I used to work out real hard for like 2 hours a day. Then I would, this was years ago, not yesterday. And I'm glad you find that funny that I used to work out at one time.
No, the 2 hours a day.
Well, no, when I was younger, 2 hours a day. But then I'd go for pizza or, China buffet, and I think that sort of washed away the
2 hours.
The 2 hours of work. But okay, so you want to make it more friendly.
Correct.
Do we have any new things coming down the road that you can talk about, or are they still secrets?
No, I want to start working on some more outdoor recreation activities, and do some more things outside. Just last weekend, I don't know if anybody know that, we did a stargazing with the New Haven group. They came in, did an hour presentation. They brought all their magnificent telescopes and things, and then they went outside in the back of the school and did stargazing for the night and things. So we're trying to do more outdoor recreation activities as well.
There's a guy in North Branford that's part of a group that does that in Branford on the beach. Is it the same? Or is
This group we happen to have was out of New Haven that does it on the green.
Yeah, this guy's from North Branford. He lives in North Branford, but he sends a thing to the paper that they do a thing on Branford Point.
Okay,
and they
yep.
do
Some of those
something,
people came and partaked in this as well, because they're a close-knit group, I believe, that
my
do those
daughter's
things.
interested in doing that. Me, I'm not much on stars, and I can't see out of one eye, and I'm blind in the other one, so it's...
But yeah, for projects, I don't know if you know, the dog park got approved in town. We now have a location for the new dog park that's going to be.
I heard that.
They raised their $10,000 that the town told them they needed to start the program. They now have a location. It's going to be up on the Auger property, adjacent to where the Potato and Corn Festival is. There's the White House, and it's going to be right next to that. Close. So they now have a location so that they can further now identify that and move forward with their planning as well as fundraising, because it's hard to do the fundraising when people didn't know where they were going to be.
Yeah, and you didn't know what was going on, so
Right.
it's like, I was on the board when the commission, when they first started with that idea, and I must admit, I wasn't a big proponent of it, but I drove by the Hamden Dog Park, 2 weeks ago to go somewhere, and I'll tell you,
Was it well attended?
It was packed. I mean, it was unbelievable.
Oh, that's good.
And I'm looking at, I'm saying, look at all these people at this dog park.
So, well, we have, well, that's one reason, the town had looked at different locations. One of the locations we had chosen would require a lot of work. So we decided, not knowing how well it's going to be attended, but after listening to you, we might have to consider more property.
Well, I got a bunch of letters. Why don't we just put it in the old wall field so we could have someplace to, because that field is gone to the dogs pretty much in the last couple of years.
But it's not fenced in anymore, so that's hard to do.
Yeah, they knocked the fence down for no apparent reason.
There's also been, for new projects you had mentioned, we got a steep grant to redo the memorial tennis courts and the basketball courts.
Okay, because those were a mess.
So all the tennis courts are going to be redone, all new fencing around them is going to be done, and that's going to extend over into the basketball courts as well. So we'll have all new basketball courts and tennis courts that are going to be starting. We went out to bid. We should start to look at those in early spring.
Now, Memorial, that's the one there in the high school and the middle school.
Correct.
Because the one in front of your building is really a mess.
That's been offline for a couple of years. in front of our building, I still would like to see, hopefully once we're up in full staff and things, so it's been a vicious circle. First Pam was gone and I couldn't do much, and now I need a whole new staff before I can move forward. But I'd like to see our whole outside redone, maybe that a multi-purpose, where the tennis courts are, make that a multi-purpose, so you can use it for basketball, roller
that would
hockey and
be-
things, make that a multi-purpose court, as well as put a playground up there. Ideally, one of my goals is up there, is behind Totucket Valley, all the way around the front of, outside those tennis courts and around, it's a half mile, put a walking trail, so that people can walk that whole, because there is, from what I'm told, there's trails and paths down behind Totucket Valley in the woods back there, and it comes all the way around the front of our building, and then I'd like to put a walking trail, and a year or two after that, I'd like to add some fitness equipment to that. So
Wow.
that's one of my main one of my long-term goals.
So you have a plan, so to
I
speak.
do. Tree lighting next year. If anybody went to the tree lighting this year, next year I want to move the tree lighting. I have a lot of plans, Frank.
There you go.
I want to move the tree lighting to the Potato Festival site. I had talked to Fran, I'd like to plant a tree closer to the road, put it there, possibly with an ice rink for the winter months, and make that our new,
Now, I
it's
mentioned-
commercial. And it's,
I mentioned the central location for the tree lighting years ago, and
what did you consider central location?
well, at the time, I thought the police department has, not the town hall,
Yep.
has the tree right in front of it with the farm tractors and stuff.
Right.
Or near the police department, because at one time that was going to be
correct.
our town's new
When
central
Carl was here.
location. And I was told that the fire departments would never allow that because they like to have the tree lighting
But
in there.
I've talked to all 3 fire departments because I tried to pull it off this year. It just wasn't possible with our lack of staff and not a tree there. I did go look to see if I could find a tree I could use. But I've talked to all 3 fire departments. All 3 are willing to help me decorate it, move it, and partake in our new activity.
Well, that'd be good because, I mean, you should have a lot of ideas, but then it has to go through
Correct.
the dreaded channels, and
Yes.
it has to be discussed forever, and you know,
So again,
a
the
lot
fire
of times it seems to get bogged down in some of those channels, and I understand some of those people have jobs to do, but sometimes
The hard
they
part is
get-
too, you have to time it with the meetings. You want to get your information so you can have time to act on it too. But yeah, no, but the tree lighting, the fire departments, as of this year anyway, whoever were in charge at all 3 companies, were on board to relocate
Great,
it and move it.
that'd
So,
be good.
Company 1 helped us do it this year. They helped us do a phenomenal job. We actually did a bonfire with s'mores. We brought in a petting zoo, which was phenomenal. We had llamas and goats and sheep and things. So, and they were more than cooperative.
Wow.
So,
I mean, not that they weren't.
right.
I'm not saying wow that they were
No, but
cooperative. I'm
we
saying
brought in a
wow
lot
that
of
you
new
did
activities this year.
some new stuff and let the people know what's going on. Okay, I'm being told we got about 5 minutes or
Okay.
4 minutes. So what else didn't I get?
So like I said, I want to believe I have an open door policy, so that anybody can come talk to me, give me ideas. If you have any complaints, I'm willing to listen to them. If I can address them, I'll be more than happy to address them.
Now, is that coffee free when you walk in that door? Or is
It
it?
is.
So you know,
And
if you're in the
there's and with
neighborhood,
it too, coffee and.
so if you're in the neighborhood and you haven't seen it, you can stop in. You can look at the exercise equipment. You can look at the facility. If you're a senior 60, you can talk about joining that. You can check their schedules. You can say hello to Lauren and meet Pat, right?
Correct.
And whoever else.
And
you
whoever else we
someday-
hire the next couple
someday
months.
hires.
We do
and-
have a lunch there too, every day for only $2,
Wow.
a hot lunch.
Now, is
so
that for everybody or just for seniors?
anybody that wants to come in?
Oh, wow. And I've been waiting. I've been waiting for 3 months, and now I can just go in anytime
And have a hot lunch.
and have lunch.
But I want to stress, I'm trying to make our department a positive image, as well as bring some growth with new opportunities for all ages. I'd like to see some more community events brought in that are free to the public and have more people involved in some community things that the families can partake in as well.
Okay. And the Potato Festival, that was late breaking news, is
Yep.
going to go to 3 days.
3 days this year, it's going to be.
Those of you who know
Friday,
me and have
Saturday.
followed my columns, I always thought that the Potato Festival going to even 3 days was a lot. Going
It
to
is a
4
lot.
days I thought was unbearable for everybody, the volunteers, the workers, the merchants around the area who might as well close their businesses, and some of them. But I think 3 days is better, and that's a good thing.
It'll be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Okay.
Because there was talk whether it would be Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It will be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the first full weekend in August.
Okay. We don't want to take away Sunday because Floyd would be devastated if we took away the five. He gets a lot of people at
He
that
does.
thing. I
He
help him
does.
with that.
He gets a
but,
couple hundred.
Yeah, he's very active.
And also, if it rained on Saturday, that's our backup for the fireworks.
There you go. That's right. If it rains Saturday and you don't have a Sunday, you're pretty much stuck. And and if I wasn't part of that helping him out with the 5K, I wouldn't get my
I didn't even know where you did that.
I wouldn't get my medium-sized T-shirt that he. No, actually, I got to say, Floyd's the only one. He gets me my size
That actually fits.
afterwards for helping out.
What did you do? I wasn't even aware that you helped them.
What last year I announced the winners, and some years I've been at the close the
To click our timer?
yeah, clicking off the timer and whatever he wants me to do, because Floyd's
Maybe this
a
year
good
you'll
guy.
run.
Yeah, that's what they were talking about. I thought that was pretty funny, but anyway, thank you for being here. Good luck.
Thank you for having me.
I think that the town council, I sometimes laugh at some of their decisions, but I think their decision to bring you in as the head of the show was a good one, and I think the department's in good hands. I thank our director, Michael Cummings, and his production assistant, Lisa. I won't mention the fact that she was a little late, so I'm really hungry right now. Oh, I guess I just mentioned it. I'm sorry, Lisa. But Lisa's ready in case Mike's not here, so she can do the show. And last but not least, if you have any ideas or if anybody wants to come on the show, check the number out in the Totucket Times. Give me a call and give me an idea, and perhaps, oh, there you go. There's my email address. That Mike is something else. And just give me a call, and we'll get you on here if we could. Thank you for watching, and until next time,
Thank you for having me.
we'll see you. Thank you, Lauren.
Thank you.